Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the walk. Today is Tuesday, September 3rd, and we are up to Ezekiel 11. And there's a lot of really interesting things that are happening in Ezekiel 11, so I want to jump right into it because there's quite a bit to cover. Now, keep in mind, in chapter 10, we saw that God's presence is crossing the threshold at the eastern gate and getting ready to leave the temple. One of the things that we pointed out I shouldn't say we, is that Jesus' ascension happened on the eastern side of the temple, and he said he's going to return in a similar way at that eastern side of the temple. The threshold means you're leaving something old behind and you're going into something new. So that brings us to 11. And there was an interesting note in the Cultural Study Bible, and this was in reference to 11 verses 1 through 12. We're not going to make it through all 12 verses today, but I want you to keep it in mind. Ezekiel refutes the claim of Jerusalem's new leaders that they have created a safe haven in the city for the people. He turns this around, transforming the pot, which represents Jerusalem, from a tightly sealed storage jar into a cooking pot in which the people and their false rulers will be boiled over the flame of Yahweh's anger. So what has happened here is that the rulers of Jerusalem are saying, we've given you a safe haven from all these exiles. You are safe. You can count on us. Put your faith in us. And Ezekiel uses a tightly sealed storage jar, kind of thinking of like a mason jar. And he turns it into a cooking pot. And he uses that to demonstrate the situation that these people are in. So that brings us to verse 1 of Ezekiel 11. The Spirit lifted me up and brought me to the east gate of the house of the Lord, which faces east. And behold, at the entrance of the gateway there were 25 men. And I saw among them Hazaniah, the son of Azur, and Pelatiah, the son of Benaniah, princes of the people. Okay. 25 jumped out at me, and of course these names jumped out at me. It was pretty easy to find the definition of the names. It was pretty easy to find what 25 means. 25 means grace upon grace. So they're facing east where the sun rises. That's where the Lord just went out through the temple. And it's like they're saying, now we're the leaders. It's no longer the Lord. So while 25 does mean grace upon grace, these 25 men are about to see judgment. But that grace is going to come into play later in the chapter. Now, the Apologetic Study Bible had an interesting note for verse 1. Verse 1 said, the note for verse 1 said that recent archaeological discoveries have confirmed the historicity of the background for this vision. 2 leaders were mentioned by name from among the 25 seen previously in chapter 8:16, Hazaniah, son of Azur, and Pelatiah, son of Benaiah. These names were found in a collection of 200 clay seals found in excavation of the city of David and area of Jerusalem. So we know that these are actual physical characters because we've been able to have these excavations of the city of David, and their names are popping up in those clay seals. These seals were used on official documents sent to the king and contained the name of the sender. Pelatiah was apparently a common name. Seals bearing at least 2 other Pelatiahs are among those found. One of those Hoshea, and the other the son of Helek. Another seal contains the name Benaniah, the father of Pelatiah, mentioned here and again in verse 13. One seal also contained the name of Baruch, the son of Neriah, Jeremiah's personal scribe. So keep in mind, remember when we started Ezekiel way back when, Ezekiel was alive at the same time as Jeremiah. He was alive at the same time as Daniel. And if they didn't know each other personally, they were absolutely aware of each other. So now we've got these 25 men who are basically saying to the people, we've got you in your hand. And God is saying, oh, no, you don't. And we'll find out what happens tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.